Top 10 Most Dangerous Kids in the World. The extreme violence demonstrated by young people is a subject of discussions of psychologists nowadays. Unfortunately, the studies into why certain teens exhibit the potential to kill becomes more relevant in the 21st century. Today, we will examine some of the horrifying cases of the youngest murderers. Number 10. Joseph McVay. In January 11, somebody in Holmes County, Ohio called police because they heard a gunshot from their neighbor's house. When the cops arrived, they discovered a dead body of a 46-year-old woman, Deborah McVay, on the floor of her living room. She was shot in the head by her 10-year-old son, Joseph McVay. His teenage sister was there all the time and witnessed the entire incident. The boy said his mother had asked him to bring in some firewood, which he did not want to do. So he went to his room, took a .22 caliber rifle, and shot his mother in the head. Joseph McVay had gone through a long, complicated process in order to receive a final sentence, which is still unknown. First, the boy was tried as a juvenile. The state said McVay shot his mother just because he didn't want to carry in firewood after an earlier argument over laundry, even though she had not threatened to physically abuse him. His defense, on the other hand, stated that the boy was emotionally abused by his mother, and their household was broken and toxic. After all, Holmes County Juvenile Court Judge Thomas Lee ordered Joseph McVay to remain on probation in a residential treatment facility and suspended a commitment to the state's youth prison system until age 21. However, the authorities were still gathering information regarding his background and psychological state. By today, he should be 20 years old. And by the way, how many times must we notice that guns shouldn't be that accessible to kids? Number 9. Kim Edwards and Lucas Markham. These two Tarantino characters were a couple of 15-year-old lovebirds who committed a gruesome double homicide. The girl was not getting enough attention from her mother and believed that her 13-year-old sister didn't deserve the love she was receiving. The Natural Born Killers 2.0 attacked their victims with a kitchen knife as they slept and then finished them off by smothering them with pillows. The wildest thing is that after committing the murder, these guys had an intimate moment, showering together to wash off the blood and watch some Twilight movies. The backstory is pretty tragic itself. The psychiatrists described their family relationships as toxic, and shortly before the incident, Kim had a suicide attempt because her mother made her life a living, walking hell. Mrs. Edwards also initially disapproved of her daughter's relationship with Lucas. So, the series of events, including Lucas being expelled from school, led to this horrific finale. I was not killing my sister out of anger, and I miss her, but I was excited about killing my mother, and I was looking forward to it, Kim had told the psychiatrist. Number 8. James Fairweather. If you don't believe that this 15-year-old guy is one of the most dangerous kids in the world right now, then you should ask one of his two victims. However, you wouldn't be able to do so since they're both dead. One of the victims was a passed-out drunk in a park, 33-year-old man James Atfield. Mr. Atfield was stabbed more than 100 times. Fairweather stabbed him for no reason at all. He then stabbed a 31-year-old woman in the eyes with a bayonet. After that, he was actively hunting another victim, but police caught him. Naturally, he claims to be possessed by the demons and that he hears voices. At the age of 17, he was given 2 life sentences for the brutal and sadistic murders. Number 7. Nehemiah Griego. In 2013, at the age of 15, Nehemiah took a .22 caliber rifle, went to his parents' bedroom, and shot his mom. His little brother came to see what's up, and Nehemiah shot him twice. After that, the killer went to the other room where his 2- and 5-year-old sisters were hiding in the corner, and he shot them as well. He then went to the gun cabinet, another reason why you shouldn't have guns and kids under the same roof, and took out an AR-15 and waited for his father to return home from work. When his father came through the door a while later, Nehemiah shot him down too. He was sentenced as a juvenile. This means he'll be free when he turns 21. That was in 2018. In 2019, he was sentenced to life for the crime, after which the young psychopath was hoping for a second chance. However, his sisters made it clear that the family still hasn't recovered from the tragedy and is still scared of Nehemiah. The lawyer seeks higher quality rehabilitation for Nehemiah Griego. However, a court date has not been set to hear his appeal just yet. Griego is currently serving his life sentence and could be eligible for parole when he is 52 years old. Number 6. Girl A. Girl A is a common pseudonym used for juvenile girls involved in criminal cases in Japan. In 2004, a young 12-year-old girl, Satori Mitarai, was brutally killed by her 11-year-old classmate. The young lady lured her friend into another classroom and opened her throat and arms with a box cutter. After that, she came back to her class with her uniform shrouded in blood. The bloody case is known as the Sasebo slashing. Girl A was considered to be a normal and well-adjusted kid before the incident, which made the public more anxious, and it provoked a debate in Japan whether the age of criminal responsibility, lowered from 16 to 14 in 2000 due to the 1997 Kobe child murders, needed to be lowered again. Number 5. Jake Evans. This guy was a Rob Zombie fan. He watched the Rob Zombie remake of the movie Halloween, in which a boy kills his relatives. Jake planned to kill his mother and sister, who he lived with, and then go to his grandparents' house and kill them along with his oldest sister. However, on October 12, 2012, Jake only implemented half of his even plan. He killed his parents and younger sister, and, luckily for his grandparents and older sister, he called 911 to confess his crimes, instead of venturing to his grandparents' house. He avoided the death sentence because he was under 18. However, he still got a 45-year sentence. Number 4. John Venables and Robert Thompson. These two 10-year-old boys tricked a little kid, abducted him, tortured, and brutally murdered in 1993. The two were spotted by a surveillance camera, calmly watching different children, previously settling on 2-year-old James Bolger. His mutilated body was found on a railway line 4 kilometers away in Walton, Liverpool, 2 days after his abduction. The young men were detained until the age of 18. In 2010, however, Venables came back to jail for damaging a piece of his permit. But where is Robert Thompson now? Following his 8-year sentence, Robert Thompson was freed and given a new identity. Now he's 38. It is believed that he is still living in the UK, and John Venables is back in prison. Number 3. Jasmine Richardson. 12-year-old Jasmine killed her family with her 23-year-old boyfriend in weird circumstances. They went into her home in Medicine Hat, Canada in 2006 and slaughtered her parents and 8-year-old sibling. Her boyfriend, Jeremy Steinka, said he thought he was a 300-year-old werewolf who devoured blood. Both were indicted 3 checks of first-degree kill. However, Richardson must be condemned to 10 years. Richardson thought to be the youngest person in Canada ever convicted of multiple first-degree murder counts. Her 10-year sentence was completed on May 6, 2016. Steinka has changed his name in prison to Jackson May and made a failed appeal against his sentence. Number 2. Dequan Stribling, Quindaris Burress, and Jayce West. The trio was bored, so instead of doing what normal teenagers would do in this situation, they decided to kill a 70-year-old man. Henry Adams Jr.'s body was found shot once in the chest outside of his house, with his wallet found outside on October 23rd. Dequan Stribling and Quindaris Burress are just 13 years old, while Jayce is 14. All of them have been charged with capital murder. They might have to stand trial as adults, but they will not face the death penalty due to their ages. Under Mississippi law, anyone accused of a crime punishable by death or life imprisonment is automatically charged as an adult. A judge can later send such cases to youth court, however. Number 1. Daniel Bartlam. This guy wanted to get away with a perfect murder. In April of 2011, he, at the age of 14, hit his mother with a claw hammer. He then soaked the entire house with gasoline, placed a bunch of newspapers on fire, wiped the weapon he had used with cleaning fluid, and hid it in his bedroom before he escaped with his brother and dog from the burning house. Later on, he told the police that it was the work of an intruder who broke into the house. However, the truth finally came out. Daniel admitted his crimes. And what is actually scary is that this whole event does not have a sensible motive. Daniel was a member of a film club, like Star Wars, Doctor Who, and playing games on his computer. It is widely believed that Daniel simply wanted to see if he could get away with murder. To sum it up, every case is unique in a way. Some kids had issues with their victims prior to murdering them, whereas others seem to have zero reason to commit the crimes they committed. It is scary how hard it would be to predict certain actions performed by children or teenagers. Some doctors believe there is a pattern in certain signs in a child's behavior that may be a signal of the potential to kill. What do you think? Thank you for your attention. Please share this video and press the like button.